On the 4th of July weekend, we had 2 guests on board who wanted to learn what it's like to sail a catamaran and celebrate a birthday. So the evening before our sail, Kylee and James joined us. Kylee even 20 weeks pregnant, but you could barely tell. Next morning, Stephen showed James around the helm, secured the deck, prepared the dock lines, and we cast off with an ebb tide. But not 30 minutes into our sail, one of the engines overheated, so Captain Stephen quickly got to work while underway.
Stephen, what you doing down there?
Another repair on another belt. I don't know why they're breaking like that. But I think it was one on the other side last time.
I think it was this one.
Still, they shouldn't be breaking.
No.
But I think I got her in. I think it's running. I'm not going to put the cover back on yet. I'll just do that later.
Yeah.
Bill and I always said you didn't need that cover anyway, so.
Yeah, it's a good thing to look at it before we go off into the ocean. But
Say again?
it's a good thing to look at it before we go into the ocean, but if the cover's on, you can't see it, right?
Right. Yeah, and if it were really rough out here, it would suck.
Yeah, it would. If it were me down there, I'd be throwing up.
Well, you're not.
Here's the shredded belt. Isn't that lovely?
With that repair done and a wind speed at 8 to 12 knots from behind, we hoisted the Parasailor and were elated to see Kylee and James' surprise when they saw we were now a pirate ship.
Okay, do you want to go pull it up?
Yep, as soon as I'm done with this video.
No problemo.
What kind of knot is that?
Bowling knot. A twisted bowling.
You know how to tie a bowline, James?
No idea.
He made me practice every night.
Yes, I did. I throw a rope. Go tie a bone. Tie it 10 times. Okay, let's go ahead and get that up.
Hey, this is part of our new rigging for the Parasailor. It's called a barber hauler, and it's a combination of pieces and parts, and it helps pull in the sheet so that the sail can get in the best position for the wind angle that we've got. So this has worked really well, helped us sail this beautiful Parasailor much better than we used to be able to. Most of the tails are in the right direction. A couple of them, maybe they're just stuck.
Then on to fishing. James caught his first ocean fish, a king mackerel.
It's like you open. So what you can do, if you want a picture with him, you can grab him right here in what I call the throat latch. You can get a good grip on him right there and hold him up like so. Get a picture. Do you want to do that? Yeah, then we go. Do I need to go on the other side? I was getting my thumb right underneath the throat latch. Yep. So you're grabbing it like that. Okay. Grab the tail first.
The sun's behind us here, so. Nice. Nice job, James.
Yeah, just let him go right there, and I'll try to get the hook. Like over the tail? Yeah, I'll try to get the hook out. He's funny. He ate that hook whole.
He looks like a barracuda.
He's a king.
Yeah.
King mackerel. And lucky weed.
What don't you like about it?
It's kind of a darker gray meat. I'm glad to cut him up, don't get me wrong. And in fact, he's probably not going to make it anyway. So we'll go ahead and fillet him up. Somebody want to hand me
I
a
don't think
pair
I've
of
ever had
pliers?
it. That's why I didn't.
Does anybody?
I don't even know what
Same ones you use on the helm.
Yeah, those red pliers if you can find them.
We enjoyed a super relaxing sail down to St. Helena Sound in South Carolina. Nature's timing was perfect as we caught the flood tide for arrival down this very long, reefy inlet. We anchored by Otter Island, a popular spot for day boaters, and went for a swim. We were all thrilled to watch dozens of pelicans diving on bait balls of menhaden all around the boat. But if you've never swam in menhaden waters, you should know that the oil's getting in your swimsuits and will stink like crazy if not washed and dried completely after. Menhaden are flat, bright silver with soft flesh and a deeply forked tail that grow to around 15 inches long. They are prized for their oily flesh and feed many birds including egrets, ospreys, seagulls, northern gannets, pelicans, and herons. All birds that we see on this East Coast. If you ever wonder where your omega-3 fish oil supplements come from, it's from menhaden. You also find the oil in lipstick and in animal feed. Dinner that night was local shrimp from the commercial shrimp dock right on Bohicket Creek. Thanks Cherry Point for the freshest white rose shrimp ever. That evening's sunset was absolutely spectacular. Kylee and James enjoyed the evening on the very top deck, which we eventually interrupted with a birthday song, as well as a Ben & Jerry's ice cream cake for James, who was turning a very old 39. The following morning, after coffee on the top deck, we headed off on an adventure to visit Monkey Island.
So I like to pull it up to the side for my guestesses. You want to get on?
Go ahead.
On the board? Come on,
James is driving.
All right, Jamie's driving.
Oh boy.
Yeah, around this one side. No, around the right side.
We're on our way to Monkey Island.
All right. Look out.
You can
See if
check
make
out
it okay.
Wikipedia, but it's a colony of rhesus monkeys that they brought here because they're an endangered species, and they're going to. They're doing some just environmental, how they live, kind of research on them. But it's about 3 miles from here, but. This dinghy's pretty reliable, so we'll get there.
To get to Monkey Island, really called Morgan Island, you head inland down the Morgan River until you're round the bend, and there it is. You can't miss the signs. Over 4,000 free-ranging, Indian origin rhesus monkeys, unfortunately with the herpes B virus, inhabit this 635-acre upland island property surrounded by 4,489 acres of marshland. Initially, 1,400 of the monkeys came from the Puerto Rico Primate Research Center. And yes, don't get too close, they moved from Puerto Rico because they were infecting humans, causing severe central nervous system disease, resulting in permanent neurological dysfunction or death. If not treated early, it has an 80% fatality rate. This is according to a Wikipedia link, which I'll put down in the description for you.
We hear from some locals that they just saw some monkeys. They were here earlier this morning, but now they're gone.
I just hang out here for a little bit.
Now we wait. We're tied up here, just gonna wait, see for a little while at least, see if there's any monkeys. We thought we heard one, but we haven't seen any yet, and we don't quite know where to look. But people say they're here, and other people are coming to look at them, so they must be here.
There you go, there's mom. Take a
Well, no monkeys yet, but here's the story. there's only 2 colonies of these rhesus monkeys left in the world, and so they were getting too close to human population where they were at in Asia. So South Carolina stepped up and said, we have this berry island that we can put them on, and it'll be kind of like a sanctuary for them. So that's what they did. They brought them here, and it's changed control a couple of times from, you know, certain environmental agencies, and now it's a federal agency that's actually taking care of the monkeys. And they obviously maintain the island. They have an automatic feeding system that feeds the monkeys when no one's here, so they must have to come and load that up every once in a while. And here the monkeys live. It started out as a colony of about 1,000, 1,500 monkeys, and now it's up to about 3,500, they believe. And they keep this up just for them. Gotta wonder how much money they spend doing this, but hey, it's kind of cool. And you must be able to see them at times because all these signs, and there's been several boats coming by as we sat here and tried to wait for them to show up too, so we'll catch them sometime. So these barges, we think, are how they bring the food onto the island. They're huge. And this boat here that has some kind of apparatus in front, looks like it can push those barges. We don't really understand why the monkeys wouldn't swim off the island. Maybe they just are not going to go in the water ever, but it seems a little weird. We are now on Otter Island, and this is where we anchored last night. Beautiful place, beautiful beach. High tide, the beach is actually covered. There's our charter guests. Kylee and James, or Jamie, great couple. They are learning all about how to sail, and how to sail a catamaran in particular. And they've been having a great time. Jamie learned how to drive the dinghy, and there's our boat, which looks so small out there. Here's the tidal flats you can see on Otter Island. The high tide comes right up to the grass line. And this is also a part of the Ace Basin. Ace Basin is a very, very natural, very important part of the ecosystem here that is pretty protected. And there's so much different wildlife here that they definitely protect this area, and you can tell.
I have no problem with him at all. I know that he won't. I have every bit of confidence that he is going to make sure he's like it. We just now the boat's steering off too, which is not good. So go ahead and put it in gear.
Captain Stephen is making sure our charter guests know how to sail. We just put the main up, and now there's an approaching vessel, so he's teaching them all about what to do. And Kylee is helping with the lines. Looks like they put her on the lines, dude.
On our sail home, Kylee and James put their training to use and manned the helm station, while Stephen and I supervised.
one of the key factors when I tack around. If it doesn't move and you don't move it and get it on the other side of the boat, then it doesn't allow the boat to move forward. So once you lose that forward momentum, it gets stuck in the wind, dead into the wind, and so we call that in irons. So it's locked in irons, and the boat can't move in either direction. And when you have even more wind, the same thing can happen then. And then when you're locked in irons, it's hard to get out of that.
Okay.
So we like to backwind that jib for a certain amount of time. While it's backwinding, we bring the boom over to the other side. So there's a couple multitude of operations that are going on at the same time. Right. So I'll handle the boom. I'm going to have you two guys handle the jib. Okay.
Okay.
And that's where you have 3 people in here.
So you're handling this.
I have to look at that little notch up here. And so once we backwind that jib, you'll see what I mean. You understand that, right? What happens when we turn, the wind is on this side of the Jenny right now.
You turn. So
We turn, we leave this sheet on tight, and then the wind fills the other side of that jib, and and it pushes the bow over. And while it's doing that, I'm moving the boom on this side, and then when the timing is just perfect, you'll let go of the sheet right here, and then Kylee is going to pull the Jenny in on that side. Hopefully, I'll have the slightest bit of forward momentum from the main that will keep her going the right direction. So we'll see if we can make this work. So you got to pull that one out and get it ready to unlock it. Don't let it all the way go yet. So, all right, so you want to hold it there while we backwind it, and then you have to steer at the same time.
okay.
So what we're going to do is basically take another heading in the same distance. We want to go 60 degrees on the other side of the wind. So how many points are we going to come around? Wait, no, that yet. Right. But it won't go fast enough on autopilot. So you have to turn it, and you have to basically get ready to turn it. So then what you want to do is you're going to turn it towards the heading here. So you want to add 120 degrees to that heading, right? So subtract it. So where are you going to be heading?
330.
Okay. Actually, you're going the other way, so you'd be heading up that way. So you're going to add 120 to that, right? So
210.
yeah, so that's what you kind of want to focus on when you're steering. It's too hard to do it down here. You focus on your compass heading when you're steering, and then at the same time, we're going to tell you when to let go.
So I'm going this way.
Yes. I'm going to get ready for me up here as well. All right, so you go to standby, and go ahead and take a strong turn. Turn. Come around, hold it right there. Start steering back forward. Let that Jenny backwind, you'll see. You steer back. Let it backwind, and I'm going to tell you when to let it go. You steer forward. I'm letting it move on the other side. And then let the Jenny go. Let it go. All the way. Let it go. All the way. Come on your side, Kylee. Come on your side strong. Yeah. Push the button, Kylee. Push the button.
Down to the foot.
Yeah, push the foot button. Let go. Let it go. Let it go.
Me. For you. Do you want me to keep pushing?
Yeah. Come on back. So that was almost perfect. And we're getting some forward momentum now. And the boat does want to go forward.
But
we do have the one sheet caught up there, which is not good. And I'll have to put her with that sheet. Yeah, come on back 210 as you said. Come through that way. Other way. I can tell it was going to steer past that, right? Yeah. Your wind's at 60 degrees. That's where we want it. So I need to go move that sheet. But it looks like you succeeded quite well.
guys feel like you succeeded?
The experienced crew just really nailed it on that one.
What you got, James?
Kingfish. Won't move. Oh, is he on the boat?
Not yet. No.
Try not to let the line touch the boat. There you go. Keep him out there. He's a nice one. Do you want him? You want him? Same kind as yesterday, right? Yeah. It's up to you. Because if you want it, I'm not going to keep it. If you want it, go out there. There we go.
Is it good to eat?
All right, you want to let it go?
Yeah, it's the same one we got before, but you guys have to take them to eat them because we'll never.
So we have freezer fish, nice fish. You got the rod? No, you do.
Yeah, we do.
Hold the rod. Don't let those teeth get near it.
All right. Hey, James. How was your trip?
It's been an awesome trip. I mean, I came into the weekend knowing almost nothing about sailing and really ocean boating in general. The only boating I've really been exposed to has been like lake boating. And so it's way different, and it's amazing. The first day you're learning things, and the second day you just do them, and it's pretty cool. I mean, by no means could I drive this boat by myself, but Captain Steve and yourself are really, really awesome teachers, and it's amazing what you can learn in just 2 days. It's been an amazing trip, and we anchored in the most beautiful little spot last night, and there were just pelicans diving left and right, getting food. Beautiful sunset. We saw fireworks in the distance. We saw a storm in the distance. And this morning we woke up, awesome sunrise. There were dolphins everywhere. Took a trip in the dinghy. I got to drive a dinghy for the first time. Drove it over to Monkey Island. Didn't see any monkeys, but we found out that it's real. It's not a folklore. Yeah, it's been an awesome trip. Thank you guys.
You're welcome. Thank you for coming. It's been great to have somebody that is so eager to learn and picks things up quickly, which you did. So
I just want to learn some more.
I can't wait to hear when you buy your boat.
Oh, knock on wood, someday. Thank you guys.